Hey, hi, hello, what's up, everyone? I am very sick, and by very sick, I mean not that much, actually. It's just a cold. But, to me, it feels like a lot. So my voice is gonna sound probably a little bit more monotone. I'm gonna sound like, what's up, everyone? It's critical. You know, I decided I was gonna talk about this one time that I got really sick. Wasn't, in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't too bad, but, for me, it sucked. So, let's begin with the story. So it was sophomore year of high school. I was in my it was an art class. It was intro to 2D drawing or something like that. I don't remember. And it was near the end of the year. So we were working on our final project, which was a collage. We had to like find like a bunch of like pieces from like magazines and stuff and put it together. And I was gonna make like this like goofy gift for my girlfriend at the time. I never ended up finishing it because I got sick, but it was gonna be shit anyway. So it's probably a W. Um, so I was working on it, and halfway through working on it, I just feel really weird inside. I'm like, God, this doesn't feel right. So I started working a lot slower and everything, and it's just shit's just bad. But I'm like, okay, you know what? My head kind of feels wonky. My body feels really fucking weak. I was like starting to begin to like, I don't know, if I felt like those like in like cartoons where like the characters like legs start to shiver when they're scared or something. I was quick in my boots, but that was just my whole body, especially my arms, which were working overtime because we were gluing shit and cutting shit. So I text my mom. I'm like, Mom, I don't think I feel so good. uh Now I was lucky, this class allowed me to have my phone. Most classes, they don't allow you to have a phone, but because it's an art class and everything, the teacher decided that it's okay for people to have their phone just to listen to music, and that's it. But I broke that rule. I was texting my mom. I was like, Mom, help. She didn't reply. uh it's 10 in the morning. um but yeah, so class ends, and I'm getting ready to go to my next class. I'm at my locker and everything, and I'm like telling my friends like, God, dude, I don't feel good. I don't feel good. I'm gonna be real. And I was walking to my next class when I was like, yeah, screw this. I actually just can't do this. I can't. So it's like, so my friend's like, you sure? And I was like, yeah, I can't. So I go downstairs and I go to the nurse's office, and I'm like, I'm gonna be so real. I feel terrible. I feel so bad right now. And at first she didn't believe me. She had like this like look of like, what's the word, like distrust. She was like looking at me a little bit of a raising eyebrow type shit. She was like, yeah, okay. And she was kind of talking in like a very demeaning way. I was like, okay, I feel really shit. Like, I understand people try to pretend to be sick to get out of class, but like, okay, not me. Okay, when have I ever done this? I'm a good student, I swear. uh I don't miss my classes. At least in high school I didn't. I missed my class today because I was feeling sick, so yeah. But she's like, okay, you know what? Are you sure you're sick? You sure you're sick? And I was like, yes. And she's like, okay, I'm gonna call your parents though, like as if that's a threat. Like, yeah, please call my mom. She's not answering my text. But I think she was like thinking like, if I tell him that I'm gonna call his parents, and he's like, wait. Okay, I was lying. I'm sorry. Please don't get mom involved. But I was like, okay, go for it. I don't care. And she's like, okay. So then she calls my mom, and like she hands me the phone. I'm like, Mom, I'm just sick. I'm just really sick. Come get me. Come get me, please, please, please. I don't ask much of you. So she's on her way, and it's a 40-minute drive because I live 40 minutes away. It's like 45 actually, 45, 50. Beautiful cough. So it's gonna take a while. And so then afterwards, I don't know why she didn't do this beforehand, but like after the call, then she's like, okay, I'm gonna take your temperature, and then she like shoves the thermometer into my mouth, and then when she sees the temperature, I forget exactly. I think it was like 103 or 104 in Fahrenheit, obviously not Celsius. We're not talking in British. Um, sorry. And she's and then like suddenly her whole like the way that she's talking to me just changes immediately. She's like, "Oh wow, oh god, okay, what?" Which I think is bad. I think, I think that's bad. And she's like, okay, wow. And she's like starting to talk to me like, like all like I don't know, like nice and sweet. She's like, okay, okay, we're gonna make sure you're okay, 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 okay. So she's like, okay, let's go to the quarantine room because they added in a quarantine room because okay, this was like I think it was like 2021 or something. This was yeah 2021 post this during the big COVID. So I was like, okay, to the quarantine. Fair enough. There's a chance that I could be infected. There's a chance. So, she takes me there and she's like asking me like, "Are you feeling all right? Is there anything I can do for you?" Everything. She's like smiling and I'm like, "Girl, you are okay. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take the kindness. Obviously I'm talking nice to her too because it's an adult. I don't want to be rude to her. So I'm like, "Oh yeah, thank you very much. No, I think I'm fine. I think I'm fine." As I was fucking dying. So, she's like, "Okay, if there's there anything you need, please let me know, okay? Okay?" And she's like, "Okay, bye-bye." And then, I'm locked in there. And I'm, like, really bored because there's nothing to do. And there was, like, no service in that room, so I couldn't play dumb shit on my phone. And besides, I was just feeling so dead that I didn't even want to anyways. So I end up just trying to fall asleep. But all there is, it's the quarantine room is just like it looks like a business meeting room type shit. It's just like a longish table with like some chairs. So I just lay down on the table. Well, I set my head down on the table as I'm sitting down, like as if I'm sleeping in class, which I'm more than used to already. But for some reason, this was really uncomfortable. So I was like trying to like get like my backpack and everything. It's like as a pillow, and I eventually did like kind of fall asleep ish, but like not really. The nurse came to check in on me like halfway through, and she's like, "Okay, your parents should be here soon," and everything. I'm like, "Girl, it's 50 minutes. It's 50 minutes. She's not gonna be here soon." But you know what? It's fine. It's fine. So, as some time passes, my mom finally arrives. No fault of her own. Again, we live far away, and when she comes to get me, the nurse, as like we're leaving, she's like, "Okay, remember to take care of yourself. Don't worry about schoolwork for now, and everything. Just make sure you're okay." And then she turns to my mom and she's like, "That your son, he's a very sweet boy. He's very sweet. He's very very sweet." I'm like, "Girl, I didn't do anything. I'm just sick. I'm just sick." But I'm like, "Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I thanked her. I'm like, "Oh, thank you very much. That was very kind of you." And everything. And she's like, "Okay, bye bye." And I'm like, "Okay, bye." So I go home, and I'm laying there in bed, and I'm just fucking dead. I get home, and I finally fall asleep, like, for real. And I just feel really bad. My mom's, like, making soup for me and everything, and, she's doing her best to take care of me. She's giving me medications, but, oh, God, I just feel bad. And, day goes by and everything. I wake up, like, really late at night. Like, I think, like, it's, like, 9 and everything. And I was like, "Oh, shit, what the freak is happening to me, dude?" Uh, I did, for some reason, I was like scrolling on my phone and I saw that like Carrie was on like Tubi, so I decided to watch Carrie, and that was the first time I seen Carrie, and low key, I enjoyed it. That's what kind of kept me like alive. I love that movie. I watched it. I was like, "Whoa, this is awesome." The jump scare at the end did get me. I will be real. I will be real. Um. But yeah, uh, so I'm missing like these important because it was a Thursday when I left, and then the next day was a Friday, which mind you, it was the end of the semester. Just to put this in perspective, the finals are here, so the Friday was like the study day, and I was missing this day because I was like, "Oh God," and then and the next day, well, Monday. I'm feeling still really bad. Like this sickness is going on for like a whole ass weekend. So I'm like, "Oh God." And I start to feel better-ish by Tuesday, and I felt good enough to go back. All I did was lay in bed, so I don't think I really was. I watched Charlie White play fucking Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. That's how desperate we were. I didn't even care about the game. I was just bored. Well, anyways, but I was like, God, I missed a final today, and today, Tuesday, it is a final for geometry, which geometry isn't that bad, but like I I wasn't ready to take that final. I haven't studied at all, so I was like, Mom, please don't make me go. I can't. And she was very merciful, and she actually like was like, okay, fine, you don't have to go. I was like, oh, thank God. But also, I wanted to, because it's getting near like Christmas and everything. I wanted to like get like my girlfriend at the time like a Christmas gift, and she was like really into anime and everything. I was like, okay, what's gonna sell anime? I was like, oh God, hot topic, oh God. So we drive like 50 minutes to go to the mall, to go to a Hot Topic, and I'm sick as fuck. But I also don't want anyone to know that I'm going into a Hot Topic, because at the time I was like really like scared about people finding out I'm not nonchalant. So I'm wearing my mask because I'm sick, but then I also like I'm wearing a hoodie and I put the hood up so I look like I'm about to rob this place with my mom. And I walk into the Hot Topic and I'm like looking, and she really liked this one anime. I think it was like haiku or something. Haiku, like the fucking poems. I don't know what it's called. It's like this volleyball one. Sorry, I don't remember the name. But the only thing that I can find about it is like this pair of socks. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll just get socks. So I grabbed the socks and I put it on the counter at the Hot Topic, and I'm like, okay, just please, okay, don't let anyone know that I'm here. I can't. I'm not here. So, we buy it, and then I immediately skedaddle out of there. I'm like, okay, I don't feel so good. Let's get out. So, I eventually do go on the last day of finals, which was a Wednesday, and I took like 5 different finals, which I don't think is even like allowed. You're only allowed to take like 3 tests per day, legally. I think, I don't know, but I went overboard. I didn't take that geometry one. I waited until the end of winter break to take it. Out because I was allowed to. I was allowed to go to winter break and then come back and then take it, which then I passed. I got an A. I passed 90%. It was mostly just vocab, so I could have clean sweeped either way. But yeah, I eventually got better. Obviously, I'm alive, and then I got sick again, which is now. I got sick now today. So yeah, that's all I really wanted to talk about. I hope you enjoyed. It's kind of a goofy ass story, but yeah. Thank you for listening and thank you for watching, and yeah, I'll see ya. Love you. Bye.